What's up, everyone? Welcome back to A Line in the Stars. I'm Jordan, and we are back today with another episode of Fett's Vette. And man, after the last episode where we put the color red on the base of our ship, I really wanted to focus on getting our base colors on here before we move on to the weathering, which actually might come a little sooner than we think. And so, what I've done today is kind of done some work before... Obviously, I've done some work before I started recording. And the work that I did today was cleaning up the model. And this model is covered in a lot of just extra flash. There's just so much extra product around the edge of the model that it's kind of mind-blowing. Like, it really is. The amount of dust and debris that came off. As you saw in the last episode, you know, when I did it over the top here, it was quite a bit. All three of these pieces had a ton. I had to really work at it. I was probably working on between sanding and separating the sprues and figuring how to get all this put together without, like, putting it together. It took about a half hour or so, and I'm really pleased with the process, though. The edge of our model is nice and smooth. All of our edges are nice and clean. And what I've realized in the process of doing this is we're also conditioning the edge for getting it ready to glue. So, now what I've done is use some tape. That's all I've done. I just used some tape to hold everything down in place. And I believe this little front section here is removable, if I'm not mistaken, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. I think it's where you look in to see Han Solo in the carbonite. And so, yeah, it's kind of interesting. But what I did was, once again, I just separated all the pieces out, got everything nice and clean, put together. Because what I want to do is I want to tape off the pieces that I need to paint today. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and separate the model and then do the individual painting. And so, let's go ahead and just start with that. I'm going to go ahead and throw this image up. And it's the image that I'm kind of basing everything off of. The side of the model had a bunch of... The side of the model box had a bunch of different pictures of, like, the paint. And this has been probably the most accurate representation for me from what I could find based on what I've seen on screen and what have you. And so we are following this because it's also for our model specifically. So where we're going to start is right here. Along the side here, if you look on, oh no, yeah, it's kind of a flimsy little part down here. If you look on the right side there of the picture, I guess, well, if you look at the top of the screen there, you look at where the this piece comes across. Where we are going to not paint is going to be where this line begins, and so where we're going to start is right there. And I'm going to get a piece of my tape, roughly long enough. I'll be wrapping everything around the outside here. And, goodness me, I did not manhandle that. So, we're going to simply just take our tape and put it right there. Okay. So. There we go. Straight down. And this is a clean line, so I'll push down a little bit. Actually, I see, if you look, it kind of tapers up at the end. So, I need to fix that. So, I'm going to pull this back just a little bit. Pull that off. Now, I'm going to try to very carefully use my X-Acto knife. Okay, That made a clean one. Nice. Okay. That cuts real nice and easy, actually. Pleased. Okay. Not that tape. Get away, you. So now I'm just going to take a small piece with my tweezers because I can be a little bit more precise with it. Okay, not a little bit more precise, but a lot more precise. What we're going to do is we're going to come up at a slight angle here at the end. Just like so, as you can see there on the image. Very good. Just wrap that around the edge. Wrap that around the edge, and there's a little bit of non-coverage there, so let me grab another little piece of tape. This stuff comes off pretty nice. I'm really impressed with this tape. I love it. I don't know why I waited so long. I'd walk past it in the model shop I don't know how many times. And of course, it's Tamiya, so it's good. Okay, so now that's pretty much all that. What we're going to do, however, is we're going to take a piece of tape and cut it down, and you can see in that where there's that white stripe that goes up right here, we're going to go ahead and use a piece of our tape for that. And to do this, I'm curious how wide that's going to be. Okay, need to be just a little less wide. So what I'm going to do, put this down on my table, and we're going to cut, let's measure our piece subtly. So it's going to come up just slightly from the little gray box there, just even with the bottom, which is about here, and it's going to go just to the very top. So go ahead and cut a clean edge here. Then let's save this piece of tape for when you come along to the top there. We'll see here in a second. Set that there. Then take my piece of tape here, cut a straight line, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run this up against the edge of a piece of tape, or the edge of the lines here. Make sure I got an actual straight line. There we go. So now I'm going to pull up my piece. There we are. I don't know why I'm holding the top of that thing like that. Okay, and then now we're just going to put that right here. Kind of grabbed it in a bad spot. Let's see a little bit of a non-straight edge here. Very carefully. There we go. There we go. All right. So that piece is ready for paint. Now let's go ahead and put this thing back together. This thing, when we actually assemble it, it is going to be a bit of a pill. So let's go ahead and do some low-hanging fruit. And I haven't had a chance to use my curved line tape yet, so let's go ahead and... Oh, I'm excited about this one, actually. Oh. How anticlimactic. I'm curious to see how this stuff works, actually. Because it's going to be a big part of our Enterprise C build. Oh, it's electrical tape. I see. Well, that makes total sense. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull a piece. Well, it's not quite electrical tape, but it's very similar. but it's not as sticky. Okay. Okay. Okay, sure. So let's see how this does for creating a curved line. I'll cut the end off there real quick after we're done setting it. Oh, man. Dude. Oh, man. That. Oh. Wow. Well, my friends, the Enterprise has gotten considerably easier. God, why didn't I just do this properly in the first place? Like, just get this proper tape. It's not like it's super expensive. Curved line tape was expensive. This was like $7, $8 for the roll, and then it was like $3 or $4 for combined for the other two masking tapes, and they just work so well. I'm super happy about it. Okay, so now that part's ready to go. Now what we're going to do is, as you can see there, just along the side where this part connects up, where this is not going to get painted. Actually, we're not quite. Yeah, no, this whole entire side gets painted. Yep, we're good to go. We are going to paint in this box while covering up this gray piece right here, this raised section. So we are going to paint inside of this whole panel line and leave the rest and then cover that up. So that's that. Let's go ahead and get our tape. Now, I think the more appropriate thing, because I know that that's going to be where that's going to be, what I want to do actually is take our piece of tape that was left over here. Let's go ahead and line it up with the edge there. So now we have a solid line that's going to be put, like a solid line, just a non-painted line that's going to be going right in this general area. So let's go ahead. I'm going to grab my measuring utensil, and I'm going to want that to be 3/4 of an inch. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do, I should have done this in the first place, use my straight edge. Okay. Now there we go. Pull those pieces off. And this is where the Aztec dummy comes into play, because this is how this is basically what is done for Aztec dummy. They just basically do all this hard work for you. And then I'm going to go ahead and straighten this bottom piece up and pull it up a little bit. I want the line to be a little small. I almost cut the shit out of myself right there. That should be a nice clean. I'm not going to worry about that one. We'll just leave that on there for later. We'll struggle with that off camera for sure. Okay, so now we're going to go straight across. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right down the middle after it's put in place. Yeah, like that right there. Just like that. Very nice. That's straight. Good enough. I'm happy with that. Okay. Now, before we separate our piece, you're going to be coming straight down from here. Let's go ahead and rip one off here. And then we're going to do the same thing we did similar on the lower bottom. The lower panel is just to the edge of this. Sorry, concentrating hella hard. There we are. Clean as F, boy. Okay. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm trying a couple different techniques. Once again, I'm learning how to do things, and so just trying different techniques. Push right down in here. There we go. That's all lined up real nice. Real nice. Okay, now we can go ahead and actually separate our pieces because this is infuriating. Oh, I almost screwed that up though. What we're going to do is we're going to take our blade. Perfect. Separate our piece. Pull off the backing tape. And then we need to mark off our little section right here. Then we can just start doing some paint. Yeah, this taping process has actually been a whole lot of fun. Really learning how to mask off and plan and study. I've been doing nothing but studying for the last little while, and really trying to make sure that I know exactly what I'm doing here. Getting the right equipment, once again, is the key, but also studying and knowing exactly what I'm trying to get done and having a plan so that I'm not like struggling through with you guys. There we are. Very nice. Get that clean up next to the line. There we go. There it is. All the way down. I know there's a dispenser for this, but I'm good. I'm really not a big fan of dispensers. Much prefer being able to do it this way. Okay, is that in the... Nope. Once again, if we can control it, we're not going to allow any sort of jankiness. So the key is, I think, get the back settled somewhere. Close to where you want it. None. There we go. There we go. Very nice. A little short on the length though, however, so I'm going to grab another little piece of tape. And correct my straight line issue there. Straight across there. Then, I get to use more of my curved line tape actually now that I think about it. I'm looking at it. That's exciting. I come right here. I'll show you where here in a second. If I can be precise with my tape and paint, I'm at this point, we're doing nothing but the best possible job that we can do. So Go ahead and seal my tape in here. Already, and where we're going to take more of our curved line tape is go right along in here. But first, this side doesn't get a whole lot of green paint, just kind of right through here, and then this entire side gets covered. So let's actually start there, just to give it a little bit of love. Find our edge, there it is. And we're going to need probably about that much. Man, this curved line tape, that was, for me, it was like freaking revolutionary. So let's see how it does right here. Let's see how it does. The key with this, I've watched a few videos, is get it pulled tight. There we go. Yeah, this is nice. Get it pulled tight. That way you can kind of like, probably doing that from the wrong angle. There we go. Yeah. That way you can just kind of push it in. God, this is nice. Kind of manipulate it down too. Oh yeah, that's super nice. A little short, that's fine. Fix this here at the end. Fold that over, very nice. Yeah, I had some left over from here to the other side. There we go. That's all nice and protected up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. I'll be right back. Alright, so that took a good solid 5 minutes. And I realize I'm not even done. Oh, we have one more piece here. That's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and cover up. That might be too big of tape. Put all my tweezers and tape and everything away. There we go. Need to clean up my end and cut off just a little piece here. Yeah. We're just covering up this little piece, so we're going to keep the base color. And I kind of folded the piece on accident, but it wound up working out just the way I wanted it to. I was going to do this anyway. Yep. Man, worked out perfectly. Worked out perfectly. Wow. Happy accidents. Alright, there we are. So now, get the tape out of the way. And let's go ahead and start doing some painting, shall we? the fun parts. Let us start here. And I'm going to hold from the part where we know we're not going to be painting. So we got our Nato Green. I picked up some lacquer thinner. I actually really enjoy this lacquer paint. And I'm seeing that we're not done taping just yet. Oh, Jordan. It's okay. That's okay. So we need to protect up here. And then we need to cover up the top as well. Grab the wrong size tape again. And once again, this is just more for the sake of clean lines and making sure that the paint is going exactly where I want it to go. There we go. There we are. Okay, let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side real quick. Thought we were all ready for this, but apparently we're not. That's fine. Like I said, being thorough, catching mistakes, and if we can prevent jank, we will prevent jank. There we are. And one more little piece, and then we can start painting. Alright, so that took a good solid 10 minutes, but hey, it's worth the time and effort, right? So let's go ahead and get started. We have our Nato Green. I went ahead and picked up some lacquer thinner, and boy, that's a smell. Same with this paint, but I really love the way the lacquer goes on. I'm really pleased with the whole process. So, busting out our nice brushes for this one. First time I'm using one of the nice ones for a main job. Let's go ahead and see how this does. That's such a nice color. That smell though. It's interesting. They had the Nato Green. I found it in the non lacquer paint, but I really liked how the lacquer went on, so, and I'm liking it here again. Get this as smooth as we can. We'll move on to our next spot and come back to a second coat here in a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and do up here. And if there are high and low points on this paint, I'm totally fine with that. This model is fairly weathered. Kind of like this right here. This is supposed to be a straight edge, but I'm actually just going to go ahead and leave that as a not straight edge, if I'm being real. Yeah, if there's high and low points in the paint, that's an effect that I'm kind of looking for. Obviously, I'm going to get a couple of coats on here. But if we have high and low points on the paint eventually in the end, that's totally fine. Yeah, this tape is nice. Super nice. Be able to paint with confidence, knowing that we're gonna have super clean lines. Okay, there's that. Now let's go ahead and paint down here. We're going to move on to the next piece, the other side here, and then the other one, and then we will come back and get our second coats and do it in that rotation. I think just 2 coats should be enough for what we're looking for here. Man, I am so glad we're masking off. The Marauder, I didn't mask anything off. I didn't even think about it. I thought I could just be precise enough with the brush. But that wasn't true, you know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, nothing replicates a clean, straight line like a clean, straight line, you know? So, that was the thing. I'm just like, you know, I think I can just do this. And no, I couldn't. But that's fine. You know, that's the thing about this whole process is we learn. And I decided after the Marauder that paint is going to be something that is going to be a super high focus for me. Nothing is more authentic to a model than a good, accurate paint job for whatever you're trying to do. Like, obviously with the Enterprise C, we're doing what I want to do, but I have a plan for it, you know. So, okay. Let's make sure we're getting on the side there. Make sure we're getting on the side in here. Even if these are gluing points, I want to make sure that there's no blank spots in the paint. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Let's do this one here. I'm going to go ahead and hold on to the small part of the paint, or the small part of this. I imagine that this is used on a lot of tank models. It definitely looks like a tank paint for sure. And I'm getting all the color on first, and then I'm going to blend it out. This doesn't take long to dry. Thing I noticed about lacquer. But as it's drying, you're able to pull it and blend it. Thought about airbrushing this, but it'll be real. One of our other models, the Enterprise C, is taking a lot of my airbrush time. And I want to do some hand paint work, to be honest. I haven't done a whole lot of that, and I still want to practice on it. I want to get better, you know? And there's stuff on the inside here, and so I think in a later episode we will come back and paint the inside of this once I determine what that looks like, whether it's the same color or a different color. I'm not sure. Okay. So that one's done. Let's go ahead and get on to our next piece. Well, I say, is it done? I'll get some more paint on there. Stuff dries really quick, and so I want to get the paint on there. But pull it thinly across. This stuff dries super quick. I do like that for the sake of this, though. Let's go ahead and move on to the next spot. So I got some paint on my fingers. I need to be careful. Over here, we're painting right here. Although we're painting inside the lines here, I want to make sure that I'm not painting outside of the lines too, so. backside here. Just once again, I know that these are possibly gluing surfaces. I will rough them up before we're done, but I want to have consistency of color. I don't want to have any high and low points if I can avoid them on the outside, like just straight out of like whack high and low points. Okay, there's that. Oh, let's go ahead and load her up. Oop. Right on the thing, that's fine. Man, this lacquer is so nice. It's interesting. It like has a different sort of consistency than enamel, and one that I much prefer. Like, obviously, Testers is enamel, and I get that, you know, enamel's not really the name of the game these days. Acrylic and lacquer are. But there's still enamel out there, and enamel's got its spots. I will still use the silver from that. It's a really nice silver. Yeah, and we'll use our stuff up. We'll deal with it, you know, as it comes. Okay. And where we need extra paints, you know, like once again, when we buy new paints, we don't buy Testers. Tamiya, Mr. Color, Army Painter, those sort of things. The more modern, up to date. A lot of excess paint there. The more modern and up-to-date paint makers and model making stuff. Okay. So now, come over the top once again. Just gotta complete our first coat. Now, even our paint out. Okay, so let's go ahead and come back around to the beginning. And everything over here is nice and dry now. Yeah, that's really nice. Make sure my brush is nice and fresh. Oh yeah, there we go. Technique. Try not to go too far with the paint that I'm putting on the brush. And at this point, I'm going to take whatever highs and lows we get, because in the end, we need to weather the model. What I don't want, however, is high and low points with brush strokes. There we are. Make sure I'm focusing on going in the same direction now. Now, like like I said, any high and low points. I mean, we can come back and correct if it's too bad, but I'm looking for high and low points for that weathering effect. Free weathering, as I'm calling it. Let's pull our paint even. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get on to this part. Yeah. Yeah, this paint is so nice. I know I keep saying it, but as a kid of the 90s, a model kid of the 90s, that's a weird way of putting that. Someone who built models in the 90s. And only had testers enamel. This is just glorious. There we are. I'm just going to leave that low point there. I like it there. And then what we're going to do after we're finished painting these, I'm going to let these sit for a couple of hours. I am currently filming the previous episode that you guys saw and this episode at the same time. So I made an assumption earlier this episode where I'm like, it turned out real good. Well, we'll see. I don't know. I'm assuming it did. So we'll see. Okay. Should we go on the inside here? We're going to let that high point and low point sit. That one's all done. Let's go ahead and catch up with this bad boy. Wonder how enamel comes off, or lacquer comes off of hands. Curious. Of course, I do have the lacquer thinner, but what did I say? Yeah, I'm curious how lacquer is going to come off my hands. I do have the lacquer thinner, but I don't want to touch it. I think rubbing alcohol will work. They were saying that's one way of cleaning a brush if you're in a desperate need. Or I just go to work tomorrow with green on my fingers. That's cool. Okay. So, pull our paint even across. Just making sure. Look at the curve and make sure we're all good. Okay, that one's all good. You know how much I love my fingers all stuck together. Okay, let's go ahead and do this front piece here real quick. Man, this is so nice. And the brush too. Really happy that you get to use my new brushes here. Ooh. I mean, it probably would have been fine, but man, that was close. Wow. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and paint the last little bit. Like I said, I'm going to let this dry for a little bit, work on the other stage, work on the other stage. Man, I've been building too many models lately. Work on the other episode, and basically just currently, I guess just for sake of reference, I am sitting in between coats number 2 and 3 right now, And we're going to go finish up coat number 3. We're going to let that dry. By the time we finish that and I eat some food, we'll be able to come back to both of these and see how the paint turned out. We'll pull our tape. And that should be a couple of hours. I'm going to give it some time. I'm going to relax a little bit. The other day I worked for like 20 hours, literally. I was kind of surprised. I mentioned it in the Enterprise C video, one of them, soon. Maybe later, I don't know. So far ahead now, I'm not quite sure. But I mentioned it, yeah, I wound up working for like 20 hours. And I uploaded a bunch of videos. I'm so far ahead now, I'm super happy. So now I'm just relaxing and building models for fun and enjoying myself again with it. Okay, my friends. I'm going to let this paint dry. I'm not going to watch it, though, because something watching paint dry sucks. We'll come back, and we will see how everything's done after we pull our tape. See you in a little bit. Alright, you guys. I've let this paint dry for more than a few hours. I do not want to have any peeling. So, let's go ahead and see how this turned out. I am super, super, super excited. It's also super satisfying pulling tape. So, I'm going to start at the smallest bit and go ahead and pull our 2 pieces of tape from here. We're going to go ahead and do the least satisfying one first. Let's go ahead and get this one here. Want to get this done, but I'm trying to be patient. So there's that, and let's grab the other piece of tape from the other side there. All right, let's see how this one turned out. The angle turned out good. Oh yeah, that's super clean. Oh, that's satisfying. This tape is fantastic. Oh, look at that. Very nice. So, there's our part there. Very cool. All right. Now the tape is stuck to my hands, of course. Now let's go ahead and pull off our little piece here. Very carefully. Oh, yeah. That turned out really good. Man, super satisfying. Didn't get it on there super straight, but whatever. I don't care. Super dope. Oh, I love that. That's great. Oh, so that piece is all good. We're done with that one. And I just want to say, while I get this tape off my fingers here, literally just vacuumed, and now I should have done that later. I have to say that with the way that the paint went on there, oh my god. With the way that the paint went on there, I really like that effect. Like, it's kind of like, it's got some high and low points. Yeah, I really like that. I think it gives it a nice weathered look to that. So, awesome. Well, let's go ahead and start with the smaller piece first here. Let's go ahead and pull that one off to the side. Smaller piece, the one with the least amount done here. Let's go ahead and just paint. Oh, these pieces of tape. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so let's go ahead and try grabbing this one here. See if I can pull both, actually. Let's just do one. Oh, that's super clean. Very nice. Oh, yeah. Yup. Yeah, this tape is amazing. I'm super happy. And... Huh! Woo! I didn't quite pull a big enough piece of tape there. Oh, come on. Oh yeah, that is super clean. Check that out. Same thing, you know, the same sort of like high and low parts of the paint. I'm really happy with that. All right, let's go ahead and pull our curved line tape. Oh yeah. Oh man. Dude. Yes. Oh, that was one, a very satisfying pull, and two, an incredibly satisfying result. Look at that, guys. Once again, the high and lowness of the paint was all intentional, and I really like the effect that we got there. Oh, check that out. Super cool, y'all. There's that piece painted, and then obviously we're going to come back through in weather and we're going to do detail painting, and what we're doing here obviously is just our major painting pieces are being taken care of. So let's go ahead and grab our last piece for the day, and we'll start here. And cool, we had a little bit of a overlap effect there. Excellent. Oh man, dude, this tape, that, wow, that was super clean. That was incredibly satisfying. Oh my god, Jesus, that was so good. Let's go ahead and pull our other piece of tape here. Oh man. Oh, that's right, there was two pieces there. I was like, what? Oh yeah, a little bit of bleed through, but you know what, I'm gonna allow it. Still clean. Yeah, there's some bleed through, but you know what, once again, any bleed through that we get, any sort of like weird anomalies that we're getting in the paint, we are totally gonna 100% allow, because I want janky paint. I really do. I want it to look like it's weathered and authentic. So, all right, cool. I'm actually pleased with that result, despite the fact that we had a bunch of bleed through. So, paying attention to the end connections on these going forward. Obviously, lesson learned. So, let's go ahead and grab our next piece here. And, oh, hold on. Was it on this one? No, it was on this one. I missed a piece. Like, wait, I see one there. Where did I miss it? Very nice. Oh, yeah. Cool. All right. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program. Let's go ahead and catch the other side of that one there. Oh, man. Nice and clean. And I guarantee you they line up. Oh, it looks so good. Sweet, guys. I'm super happy. All right, let's go ahead and pull. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. This tape, you guys, this is amazing. Look at that. That turned out really good. And we got this nice, really low point right there and kind of down at the bottom as well. Oh, yes. Yes. I'm super happy with that result. Let's go ahead and grab our next piece. Now, let's see if I can do a double pull. And I'm going to help myself with that equation down here at the bottom by separating it out already. Wrapped around the edge a little bit here. Same over here. There we are. Okay. I helped myself out as much as I possibly can. Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah. Dude. Not quite as satisfying. I mean, come on. That was really good, though. Oh, yeah. Nice and clean. And a little bit of bleed and a little bit of jank. Perfect. And last piece of tape for the day, guys. I'm really satisfied with these results today. We don't have a masking kit, but we can make our own. And once again, having the proper tape, proper equipment matters. And for the last piece of tape. Oh yeah. And even a little bit of jank. Awesome. So, look at that. Got a nice low point right here. Some low points along there as well. Yeah, we got some nice low points and some high points with the paint. Some bleed through that I was looking for. And so when we connect up in the front here, let's see if I can do this without too much of a faff, so to say. So when we connect that up, come on. There are little connection points, but obviously when we glue this together, it's going to be much more of a thing. Yep, that lined up really well, although it is a little cattywampus, but whatever. And then I'm not going to try. It took a minute to get that in there. But when we next come back around to this piece to do our high-level paint work and detail work, we will go ahead and get in and we'll show you the absolutely beautiful work that we've done here. So there is our pieces for this week. And I just want to say that this was really awesome. Buying the Tamiya tape makes all of the difference. Tamiya, Jordan... Buying the Tamiya tape has made all of the difference in the world. So, this has been great, guys. I was a little worried about how I was going to approach this paint job, you know, and it's one of those things where, like, you know, last week it turned out really well as well. And, you know, just seeing this, you know, obviously when I say last week, you know, I mean, for me it's the same day. And proof of concept, right? Like, I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to pull off nice, clean paint jobs, and I did it. And I got to say that the result turned out much better than I thought it was going to. So, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you guys think. I'm super curious. So, with that being said, I know that there was a million things y'all could have done today, and instead you spent a couple minutes watching me build a model, which I think is pretty damn cool. If you guys have any questions, comments, tips, tricks, please leave them down below. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. And my friends, until we see each other again, I hope you all have a wonderful day in this beautiful world, wherever you happen to be. And just remember that the Force will be with you, always.